Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new lesson. Today's lesson is talking about point slope 4. Remember, we studied before that the linear function has form y equal mx plus b. M is the slope of the line and b is the y-intercept, as you see in the right graph. The slope point form of a linear equation. If the slope of the line is m and the line passes through point x and y, then the point slope form will be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, such that m is the slope and x1 y1 is the point belongs to the line. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 is point slope 4. As we said, m is a slope and x1 y1 is the point belongs to the line. For example, given a line passes through a point -3 and 5 and has a slope of -3/4, write an equation of the line. According to the point slope form, then y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, then y minus 5, y1 is 5, equals a slope -3/4 times x minus -3, as you see. Again, y minus 5 equal -3/4 times x minus -3. Then y minus 5 equals -3/4 times x minus -3. As you know, negative times negative is positive. That means y minus 5 equals -3/4 times x plus 3. Let's go to another example. Write the equation of a line that passes through points -3, -2, and 5, 2 in point slope form. First of all, you have to find the slope of the line, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals 2 minus -2 over 5 minus -3 equals 4 over 8 in the simplest form equals half. You know the point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. In the problem you have 2 points, 5 and 2 and -3, -2. Which of the 2 points you are going to use? It depends in your mind. If you are going to use 5 and 2, the equation will be y minus 2 equals half times x minus 5. Or if you are going to use the point -3, -2, the equation will be y plus 2 equals half times x plus 3. Both are right. You have to choose one of these forms. This example demonstrates how can we find the slope-intercept form from point slope 4. If you have a line which of slope 3 and passes through point -1 and 4, number 1, we are going to find point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We are going to substitute then y minus 4 equals 3 times x minus -1, which is y minus 4 equals 3 times x plus 1, because negative times negative is positive. Step 2, we have to find y alone. To get slope intercept form, you have to find y alone on the left hand side. So before that, we have to make distributive property in the right hand side. Then y minus 4 equals 3x plus 3. Add 4 in both sides to find y alone using inverse operation. Then y equals what? Y equals 3x plus 7. This example shows that we can convert point slope form to be slope intercept form. Graphing slope intercept form linear equation. For example, you have a linear equation y equals 2x minus 3. If you remember, the slope intercept form y equals mx plus b. The slope here is 2. I can write it as 2 over 1. And y-intercept equals -3. How can I use these informations to graph in the coordinate plane? First of all, you are going to use -3 y-intercept. You have to locate -3 in the y-axis, because -3 here is y-intercept. Number one. Number two, as you know, the slope equals rise over run. Rise in the numerator and run in the denominator. Rise means going up. Going up how many steps? 2 steps, because we have 2 in the numerator. Then going left or right. Run here means left or right, horizontal movement. How can I determine if it's left or right? According the sign of the slope. If the sign of the slope negative, you have to move left. If the sign of the slope positive, you have to move right. In this case, we have to move right 1 step, because the sign of the slope here is positive and the denominator is 1. Moving 1 step until reach to this location, to this position, put a new point. Join the 2 points, y-intercept and the new point. Now you have the line which represented by the equation y equals 2x minus 3. Graphing point to slope form linear equation. For example, y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 1. How can we graph this? First, we have to identify the informations from this equation. The first information here, the point. The point here is what? The point here is 1 and 3. Y minus 3 means the y coordinate is 3. X minus 1 means the x coordinate is 1. And the slope from this equation equals what? Equals 2, which I can write it as 2 over 1. Now we're going to use these informations to graph the line. First, you have to locate the point 1 and 3 in the coordinate plane as you see, and use the slope to write another point. How can I use the slope? The slope equals rise over run. Rise here is 2, then you have to move up 2 steps, and run is 1, but run means moving left or right. The slope is positive, that means we have to move right 1 step, then locate the new point, join the first and last point. Now you have the line that represented by the equation y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 1. This was the last point of the lesson. See you later. Thank you very much.